my boyfriend, we have been dating for like 1 year plus now. He broke up with me because of Gigi.
I wish Nigerian government should even ban that guy. That rubbish thing that he's doing, thinking that he's creating content.
Nigerian government should ban.
Yes.
Because is destroying the young boy's life.
Oh, KK. You don't kill me, KK.
Well, hello everybody. Hi, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. So I know that you have one question on your mind. Okay, no, I don't know that, but I have a couple of questions in my mind. One, why does everybody and their grandmother hate this person?
You don't kill me, KK.
Two, who is this person and why is he having such a visceral reaction from most people on the internet? Three, what does he have to do with the female gender? Why do they despise him so much?
I wish Nigerian government should even ban that guy.
Well, I guess that's already part of question one, but I just feel like repeating that question again. So we're going to get into it today. Who is Gigi? So personally, I don't really know him like that. Like, I didn't follow his content or anything like that, but like I have seen a couple of reaction videos to him. I have seen people around me talk about him from time to time, you know, and then when I actually became intrigued by his takes, I started doing a deep research to find out, like, okay, so what's the post all about? Like, why is this guy consistently getting on people's nerves and all of that? And I digged up a lot, found it very interesting, and decided to do a reaction video to it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a couple of his clips, watch it, and then I'll just react to it basically. So anyways, Gigi, from what I found online, is basically a content creator, also calls himself a financial expert. I think he owns a couple of businesses, but one aspect of his content that gets a lot of backlash amongst his other very interesting content is his dating advice. When I was watching some of the videos, I was like my expression was just bouncing back and forth between to what, to hell no, to so let's take a listen.
4 types of girls you should never date in your life if you want to become successful. Number 1, students. Not date them. They are very, very entitled. They always need emergency money, and they thief polo. Once they come your house, your polo must miss. The truth about them is that they get one boyfriend, they get one for school, they also get one for the place where they come from, because they always need money. They always need emergency money. So because they need emergency money and they are not working, they always find different boys they want to they call to help them they sort their bills. And because many of them they school, they feel like say the school where they go, they are fighting for their life. So therefore, you will be the man where they their life. You are supposed to be contributing.
A lot of things to address in this video. So number 1, if you are going to talk about this particular bracket he called, which is basically students, you have to talk about the family unit in a nation like Nigeria, right? So basically Nigeria is a very, traditional patriarchal society, slowly climbing into like modern times, right? We're not as what's the word, progressive, yes, that's the word, as other nations, right? So usually the family unit in Nigeria is always, or basically not always, a mother, father, and then you have the kids, right? So you need to understand something. Majority of the women in Nigeria, the way they raise their children, especially their female children, they raise them to be very male-centered. I feel like that is something he was trying to address here, but I don't think he did justice to addressing the whole scope, right? So basically you have a family where maybe the dad is not giving the daughter as much funds or money or anything that she needs really, and then the second, or rather, why am I saying second, the next best thing is to push them out to getting a rich boyfriend or somebody that is going to come and take care of them, which is actually very wrong, right? So I think in the video he goes on further to say that as a man, you're not responsible for another person's daughter. Like, if she has a father, she go and meet her father. And I think, yeah, he's right, because a lot of this kind of disrespect that you see online that women get is because they are not necessarily taught to be financially independent. Like from a very young age, people around me will tell me, oh, what about your husband's house, or how do you do this in your husband's house? Like we are brought up to be focused on a man. Like everything is about man. Like you're not taught how to be financially independent. You're not taught how to think for yourself. You're not taught to explore your own interests and hobbies and all of that. Like those kind of talks are what most Nigerian women can relate to. Growing up, you hear that a lot, and if you are not careful, that can kind of, what's the word, it can re-engineer your psyche. You find yourself becoming so stagnated in your own progress. You're just waiting for one man, like Cinderella. One man, one Prince Charming will just come and just solve all your problems, baby. That's a lie from the pit of hell, and that's the basic grounds for disrespect. So basically, I kind of agree with him, but at the same time, you cannot look at all students to be the same. Some students had their entire life together. Some students do not come from this type of homes. So him saying, oh, don't go for students is a very general statement. Just everything is just about personal relationship. You get to know the person first, see their mentality, see the kind of ideologies they carry, and then decide if this is what you want to deal with. Decide if this, whatever baggages they have, is something that you can handle. It's very simple. For him just coming for the entire population, like you can't really speak for everybody, sir. But I digress. Next group.
If you want to become successful, hook up girls, not date them. It's not morally upright. The level of damage, emotional damage and mental damage wey person go reach before you go say I want to do hook up. Those people are damaged, not date them.
Okay, for a second point, he's speaking about dating prostitutes and girls who intentionally sell their body for money. I agree with him because, like he said, it's a lot of mental degradation for you to go to the point of selling your body for money. Like there's a whole lot of healing and a whole lot of trauma and a whole lot of stuff to unpack. But why is it that people don't always talk about men that are run through? Do you know that a lot of, if you look at the percentages of porn and its effects on marriage and men and their sex life and their libido and their sexual health and everything, you realize that whether it's a woman being a prostitute or a man who's a community property, both are on the same level. Like there's this thing in society where it's like, oh, the effects of being sexually promiscuous is only seen in the women, and that's a lie. That's a lie, and I'm going to speak now as a doctor. That's a bloody lie, because men do have a lot of consequences for their sexual liberation action that people don't really like to talk about for whatever reasons best known for them. Is it sometimes more noticeable to see girls suffer more consequences as compared to guys? Yes, because most men don't really talk about it. Come online as I'm telling you, oh, this all happened to me. But as somebody who has worked in a hospital, I know the percentages of men, women too, but men that we have to deal with in terms of STDs or in terms of infertility because they had an STD and they didn't treat it on time because men don't like to take care of themselves. Stuff like that. There's like, I know he's speaking for the men, but like, you guys should be balancing it when you're saying these things. Don't always act as if, oh, if a girl is run through, then okay, she's a lot of baggage. Men too, run through men, promiscuous men, they come with a lot of problems, and I'm gonna need you all to start addressing that. Okay, next.
See the type of girl you're not supposed to date for your life if you want to become successful. Now baby mama is not for you. Everybody say baby mama is not for me. Especially you as a young boy when they start up your life, you are not supposed to date a baby mama. Why you go date baby mama? She love you past the man when she born pikin give you.
Guys, he's speaking about baby mamas. What about baby fathers? He's speaking about baby mamas. What about baby daddies? I think he himself is also a baby daddy. Like, what about baby daddies? Like, you guys cannot put judgment on just one gender for doing the exact same thing you are doing. Who is living? Okay, let's use Future as an example. Future has, the rapper, by the way, Future has up to what, 9 baby mamas? Or the other rappers that lead a similar lifestyle, they have multiple baby mamas. And you don't think that is irresponsible? You don't think it's irresponsible for a man to go around spilling his seed everywhere and sometimes doesn't even know where half of them are? what do I have to say about this? I think you should get to know a person first. I think if a woman has had multiple situations where she always comes out a big mama, yes, there's a problem. But would you at least get to know the person first? I mean, I'm not against people having their preferences. If I see somebody that has multiple babies as a man all over the place, I'm so sorry, I'm not really going to listen to you, right? But my point is, every person has their story, right? So try to get to know them first. Decide if you can carry the baggage, and if you go ahead, you go in knowing that it was your decision. But to just write people off because they have a child or something, I'm speechless. I'm actually speechless. Then he goes ahead to say that his own baby mamas, that they should give them a load too, that they should carry their consequences. This guy is wild. This guy is wild. Yo.
Any girl, number 4, any girl wey know different type of boys, not date them. They always know plenty boys. They know like 10 boys, 20 boys, 30, and they dey very very close. You should call the claim they give you, say she no dey like be friends with her fellow girls. Say girls, their drama too much, they too dey gossip. I love to be friends with boys. That one not date her.
I mean, what if you were a tomboy and you mostly grew up around guys? Like, does that apply to us too? Because at one point in my life, most of my friends were actually of the opposite gender. Because I kind of grew up tomboyish. I even, like, down to the dressing, like I dressed like a tomboy. Most of my friends were guys. But not because I didn't have this thing where, oh, girls are dramatic, but I just happened to be a girl who grew up around guys, and then grew up in an environment where I had a lot of like different uncles, and then, you know, when I went to school, I just had guy friends. I don't know. Listen. So far so good. Some of this advice from this particular video is valid, but guys, before you take any of this advice to heart, I think you should first of all, get to know yourself first and decide what you want for yourself. Like me personally, I would really not go for a man that has multiple kids running around. That's my personal preference. That's my personal core value, because to me, that speaks a little bit towards irresponsibility. You have multiple kids, no. So you need to just know yourself first and just say, okay, this is what I want. Before you come and start going around knowing any other person, and based on what you've decided that you want for yourself, then you cannot pick a person. I feel like that's a better way to do this. Like, I don't know, like, it's, so you see in the beginning of the video I said you can see it now. So there's this other video I saw which I found very funny and very concerning. Yeah.
Why are you guys doing DNA tests? Last time I checked, your gender cheats more. So what if it was a mistake? What if she does not love him? It's you she loves. What if it was just a one-time thing? Or what if she was just an only woman? Or what other excuses do you guys give when you cheat and sleep with other people too? My own is that women are good people. So stop doing DNA tests. Love the child. End of story.
DNA test dey more important than birth certificate.
First of all, some of you women are wild, and I'm speaking as part of the gender. You women are freaking wild. So let me get it straight. Men cheat, not men. Let me not see. I'm somebody that's always particular about generalizing, because not everybody is the same. Some men cheat, yes. Then you sit down and decide what's the best way to solve this problem. A, tell mothers to raise more sexually disciplined sons. B, make sure that your child is raised in a community that promotes such values and teaches them that being a responsible father who leaves a godly inheritance, one of which is sexual discipline, amongst wealth, financial education, and many other things, is a part of. Or, C, pick a better person. D, cheat back, marry a man, cheat on him if he's cheating on you, instead of just leaving him, and have other kids that are not his, and then raise them up in his name without him ever knowing. And so you people decide to pick what's the option I gave again this year or the other? Remember, because I was just like, so like of all the solutions that you can think of to minimize or avoid altogether the cheating epidemic, the choice you decided on was to marry somebody, have kids they are not theirs, basically cheat back, and or cheat, because some women are not cheating back, they are just cheating. Let's just establish that one first, and then have him raise the baby up as his own. And now that DNA test is being brought into the question, your grounds for the action is that men cheat, which in all cases is not true. It's not all cases that a man is found raising children that are not his, that he cheated first. Sometimes woman just cheated. But your own is they've been doing their own since. So we too will also become the problem that we're complaining about, so that we can now all be cheaters. Like, I don't even understand. Like, I'm trying to walk through the like, I don't, how do you people arrive at this conclusion? So what if in the process of cheating back you get HIV? So you now die because you wanted to cheat back on a man that you should have left, or because you are so bitter about what you see on the internet that all womenkind are going through, which is actually not true for all of us, and then you decide to take that bitterness into a relationship that has nothing to do with that situation, and begin to, like, it's processing and not landing. It's processing, it's not sinking. It's processing, it's not. Actually I agree with him on this. I didn't even watch the video today, and just the girls' commentary, and I was just like, nope, not it. Let's check out one last video.
You as a man with a married widow or a divorcee, you have to be very, very careful, because many of all these women, they come into your life because say they love you. They are there because of say the person where they carry their responsibility before don't finally go, and now they need a new person who will carry their responsibility. So they are not coming because of love, they are coming because they need somebody who will handle their responsibility.
So he basically goes on to talk about how his dad, he lost his dad, then his mom refused to get married, and he respected her for that. You guys cannot generalize. You guys cannot write the same story for everybody, right? So I get what he's trying to say. I understand that women, there are women who definitely men shop for men, because not because they love them or that they even need them, but because they have a want, because there's a difference between need and want. They have a want where they are unable to do it for themselves, so they need to get a man to fill in the shoes of the last man that was doing it, right? So it all points down to the foundation, like what I pointed at. Women are not taught to be financially independent. They are not taught to, want better for themselves, develop a skill, pursue their goals and their careers. In this society, which is slowly changing, thank God, women are brought up to be male-centered. That's the problem. We are raised to treat marriage as the end-all, be-all, finish. So that's the foundational issue that is causing all this stuff, right? Imagine many marriages right now, God forbid, and then the head dies, and then the family is put immediately into financial crisis, right? That's not something I wish on anybody, but it happens, right? And when people are not okay, so this is where I'll deviate a bit, right? So basically, if you're a man and you're watching this video and you have you are the one financially holding up your family, right? So the best thing you can do, even while you're alive, is to make sure that you begin to think for your, I'm just saying now, for those that are already in this situation, that you begin to think ahead for whatever might happen. So that could include writing a will, getting stocks in your children's name, getting properties in your children's name, getting funds account, a mutual funds account, which basically compounds over time in your children's name, in your wife's name. Your wife too, you can push her towards doing a small skill. The world is so full of opportunities this day that if a woman actually wanted to make a lot of money from the comfort of her own home, it's possible. It's very possible. So you want to financial proof the home, right, in case of anything. But then to the even foundational topic. Women should learn even from their single days, even from children, to know that this world has bad things happen to anybody. So you have to be ready for anything. You cannot depend on any other person other than God, right? So you need to grow up knowing that a man is not the beginning and the end. That should be at the back of your mind. A man is not the beginning and the end, right? So you learn to do things for yourself. Learn to have skills to fall back on. Learn to just not be Cinderella. Learn to not be Snow White. That's the problem I have with Disney movies. It begins and ends with a man. It's the Cinderella effect that's happening in Nigerian society that is bringing all these kinds of conversations, disrespect, abuse, and so many other rubbish that is happening. So that's basically what I was saying. And then I think another issue I had with him, Gege, personally, was his comments on marriage, right?
Gege, I want to ask you. You mentioned, you say, make people no marry. What problem do you have with marriage?
I not get
I want you to calm down.
Okay.
Explain.
I not get any particular problem with marriage, but you see, for the world of today, marriage na scam. You'll be like a particular place where woman they feel entitled to what man get, whereby you are working and somebody's eating.
But the truth is, marriage might not be for everybody. That's the truth. It's not everybody that has the largeness, the heart, the capacity to enter into marriage and fulfill the duties and responsibilities that marriage requires. So that thing with generalizing is really the problem I have. Other than that, some things he says are actually facts. But the generalizing thing, don't generalize, know people at a personal level and then decide based on, okay, this is what I'm going to make of this person. So yes, that is all I have for you today. I personally think he's funny. I think he has a lot of his own personal baggages to walk through. Other than that, no other thoughts. So if you have your own opinions or what you think the issue is or your personal problem with him, even though there's nothing I can do about that, you can drop them in the comments below. Tell me if you like this kind of content, and I'll see you all on the next episode for another day. Ciao.